high, so you may want to play around with. So the next thing we're going to do is make it so when the player character is falling on a wall, if they jump, they kind of are launched in the opposite direction and they can continue their wall jump. So to do this, head over to our player character's jumping bit. So when the player presses the jump button, they jump, but if we're on a wall, then we want to kind of make this a bit different. So if we drag off started and look for a branch, and the condition of this branch is going to be wall jump. If we are not on a wall, then we can just continue our normal jump. However, if we are on a wall, then we just want to right click and look for get actor forward vector. And then we just want to drag off here and look for multiply. And then we just want to right click here and change this to be a float again. Then right click on this and permit it to a variable and call it wall jump force. Compile this, and very important, make sure that this value is negative. I found a value of around negative 650 works pretty well. So we're going to launch our character in the opposite direction. So that's why this needs to be negative. Then we just want to right click and look for launch character. When we launch our character, we also want to launch them in the Z axis so they move up a bit. So we also just want to drag off here and look for add vector. Sorry, we just want to look for add. And this one, operators add, and then in the Z, let's just give it a value of 1000. We can change this later if we need to, and then just connect this into launch velocity. Then also just check XY override and Z override. This will just make it so our character will have these specific settings when we launch the character. We can then connect from true into here, and I'm just going to select everything and move it down as I kind of need a bit more space. And then one more thing, when we launch our character, we also want to make them rotate so that they're facing the wall that they've now launched towards. So to do this, we can just drag off here and look for set actor rotation. And then we just want to right click on this new rotation value and look for split structure pin. Then we can just right click and look for get actor rotation. Right click on this and look for split structure pin and connect X into X and Y into Y. Then we just want to drag off Z and look for add. And we want this one, and then add 180 and connect this into Z here. Then go compile. So now if I go play and I jump on this wall, then I press spacebar,